everybody, I'm Kimberly Turner from CookingWithKimberly.com. Today I'm going to show you how to cook Napa Jack's Chipotle chicken and cheese enchiladas. I love making enchiladas. It's one of my very favorite things, and one of my good friends when I went to school at Texas A&M University taught me how to make proper chicken enchiladas. Really, really great chef she was, and this is the same recipe pretty much that I use today. Now, I doctor it up a little bit and I put different ingredients in sometimes, but the same basic recipe still exists. So on my stove top I have a frying pan and I've got some peanut oil, about a tablespoon, and I've just sliced up fajita style some green pepper and a Cubanelle pepper. Now you can use whatever kind of peppers you like or no peppers at all. I'm using peppers, a green pepper and a Cubanelle today, but definitely you could spice it up with red peppers, yellow peppers, orange peppers, whatever you like. Now into the pan, and we're just going to soften them up. Now I'm not using onions today, but if you wanted to use onions, now would be the time to saute them up at the same time as the peppers. I just want them to be nice and softened. I've cut them into nice thin strips so that I can put a little bit of pepper in each enchilada. I also have a couple tablespoons of freshly minced cilantro and about 1.5 nice large tomatoes chopped up into a nice small dice. I'm going to add that inside of the enchiladas as well today. I'm going to season my peppers with a little bit of freshly ground pepper, a little bit of sea salt, and this awesome spice rub actually from Napa Jack's. This is Napa Jack's Chipotle and Honey Rub. Check out my review on this. It is delicious. There's all kinds of tasty things in here. It's sweet. It's spicy. It is so satisfying. The Chipotle in there is just lovely, and I'm going to add a little bit of that to my peppers right now. This will also be put into this little bit of the sauce and cooked with the meat. A couple dashes of cumin. The smells throughout my kitchen are just amazing right now. This is a wonderful spice rub. You're going to love it. It's from Wine Country Kitchens. You can check them online at winecountrykitchens.com. And Napa Jack's has a whole line of these really tasty spice rubs that are used for so many different things. So I have 4 large chicken breasts. They're bone in, so I'm going to have to take the bone out. And I'm going to chop these into chunks as well. So I'm going to go ahead and take those bones right out of here. Now, you could use whatever kind of meat you prefer from the chicken. By all means, you could use thigh meat. You're just going to follow right along that breastbone, follow right along the ribs. Take your time. Now, don't get rid of this bone. You can keep this in your freezer in a resealable bag for the next time you make chicken soup, stew, or stock. And I actually have one going on my stovetop right now, so that's going in right now. So I have my beautiful chicken breast now, and I can just cut that into cubes, about 1 inch wide. You don't want huge pieces of chicken in your enchiladas, but you do want to have a nice bite of meat for sure. Try and keep them uniform because you're going to fry these up in a frying pan first, and you want them to cook at an equal rate. And I'm just going to repeat that with all of my chicken breasts. And you'll see me when I'm ready. As soon as your peppers are nice and softened, just take them out of that frying pan and reserve them to the side. Then we're going to cook up the chicken. Alright, my chicken is ready. It's all cut up into a nice little dice. Alright, and a little bit of peanut oil into my frying pan, another frying pan. And we're going to saute these cubes up until they're all browned. Now this won't take too long either. We're going to repeat the same spices as on the peppers. A little bit of pepper, a couple dashes of cumin, a little bit of sea salt, and a little bit of our Chipotle and Honey Rub from Napa Jack's. Maybe a good teaspoon. Teaspoon and a half even. Mega flavor going on in here. When your vegetables are almost tender, you can add a couple cloves of finely minced garlic to your mixture if you really want to. We don't always add onions and garlic. I know it's crazy, but you have to go with what people like in your household. So if they don't, you don't have to, but it is a nice touch and it is really delicious. So finely minced garlic will only take a couple minutes to finish up sauteing. So just put it in at the very, very end with your veggies. You want things to be slightly cooled so that you can handle them. You're going to have to hand roll these. So all the ingredients, you got to be able to touch them. All right, while we're waiting for our chicken to finish, I have started to melt a tablespoon and a half of butter and a tablespoon and a half of peanut oil together in a frying pan, okay? So that's melted together and it's nice and warm. And we're going to make a roux, basically, just like you would for an Alfredo sauce or just like you would for a roux for maybe gumbo or an etouffee. So I'm going to put equal parts of all-purpose flour in here and continue stirring that up until it cooks out. We're going to have just past a blonde roux, I would say, so it shouldn't take too long. You want to make sure you continue stirring so that you don't get any lumps and clumps. What my texture usually looks like is a paste. I don't like it to be completely runny. I like it to really be a thickening agent. That's the whole point. So I like it a little bit thick while I'm cooking it. All right, so this roux is going to go for a couple of minutes. You're going to see that it's going to bubble and bubble, and you're just going to keep moving it around until it turns into a blonde color, and then just a little bit past that, maybe a peanut butter color. That's what I'm looking for. Once you see your chicken browning nicely, and you might even have a little bit of the brown bits on the bottom of the pan, I'm going to deglaze with a little bit of tequila. Now, if you don't want to use tequila, you could just use, water. You could even use stock of some kind. But today, a little bit of tequila. I'm going to add a little bit of the finely minced cilantro in right now. Give a little taste test to your chicken and make sure that it's seasoned the way you like it. And then remove it from the frying pan so you can touch it. Can cool. Beautiful. So there's our chicken ready to go. I also have some cheese ready, grated. I have some Monterey Jack and some cheddar mixed together. And now we're just finishing our sauce. That's the last component we need really to get ready before we can start assembling some things. Have some flour tortillas or corn tortillas, whatever you feel like. I'm using flour ones today. I don't know how many I'm going to need, maybe a couple dozens. You could even do 2 layers worth of enchiladas in your roasting pan. So this is what I'm using. I've greased it up with some peanut oil and it's ready to go. We're almost there with the roux. All right, here's the color of my roux, and it's peanut butter color-ish. So we're going to start by adding little bits of liquid at a time, and I'm going to start with my chicken broth. So little bits at a time to begin with. Stir it all the way through that hot roux till it's all an even consistency, and that liquid seems to just have been absorbed or disappeared, and then add more. As you go along, you can start adding more and more at a time as well. And it's just going to act like a sponge and just suck up a whole bunch of liquid for you. You're going to see that it's going to start looking like a sauce now. And you're going to thin it out to a nice consistency, a nice thick, creamy sauce. Right now mine is still kind of like a paste, but you can tell it's starting to turn into a sauce. So now I'm going to add some cream and some milk, and I'm going to kind of alternate and just eyeball until I get the consistency that I want. Constant stirring makes sure that you don't get any clumps. You don't want that. But if you just keep stirring, you're good to go. All right, I'm almost at where I want to be with the texture, the thickness of the sauce. I'm going to add a little bit of this cheese, maybe half a cup. Melt that through. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of freshly minced cilantro. Let's add some sea salt, some freshly ground pepper, a little bit of cumin, and some more of a Napa Jack's Chipotle honey rub. About a teaspoon and a half. Season that up nice. Stir that cheese in to melt it. Get all those spices dispersed. All right, you're going to do yourself a taste test with your sauce, and ours is delicious. It's spicy, and it's cheesy, and it's beautiful. So turn that off. All right, so we're going to get our tortillas ready. I have a frying pan on the stovetop with a little bit of peanut oil at the bottom. If you don't have peanut oil, you certainly can use olive oil. Turn that up, and we're going to heat each one of these little tortillas up, both sides, and just get a little bit browned and softened so that you can actually roll them and they're not going to fall apart, especially since we often tend to keep our tortillas in the refrigerator to keep them longer. So get yourself prepared an aluminum foil package so that you can put your prepared tortillas that have already been in the frying pan and put them in the oven just to stay slightly warm. Turn your oven on to its lowest temperature as well. Once your frying pan gets hot enough, you only need to put them in for a couple seconds on each side. The first one will take the longest. You just want to make sure that it gets coated a little bit with the peanut oil and it gets just pliable. Okay, so I've got some already ready. Mom's continuing on, and I'm just going to show you how to roll them. They're so simple. These aren't ones that you have to roll up the ends or anything. Alright, so I'm going to show you how we do this. We put a little bit of cheese in here, down the center. Grab a little bit of chicken. Don't overfill them. They're hard to close as it is. I like to make mine a little bit overfull. So a couple strips of the peppers, some nice diced tomato, and if you're interested, a little bit of the sauce. You could also put salsa in here if you wanted to, but we're going to serve salsa separately. So just roll that as tightly as you can. I'm going to leave the tops up like that. And you're just going to continue with all of your ingredients, or until you can't fit any more into your roasting pan. And you want to work relatively quickly because these guys have already been toasted, your tortillas. So they will have a tendency to dry out and to crack, and that's not what you want. So just line them up all together next to each other and continue on, and then I'll show you how to top it all. Alright, so we've got a whole tray done. I had some smaller tortillas and some bigger ones, so mix and match whatever you have in your refrigerator. So now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to pour our sauce all on top. If you wanted to, you could have poured it in between the layers as well. I have 2 layers of enchiladas here. So just spoon it over top. You want to make sure that everything's covered. This will ooze all down and it's going to keep everything nice and moist. It's got lots of nice cheesy flavor as well. Cover up those ends so they don't tend to dry out. Oh, Mom, they look so good. We haven't made enchiladas in quite some time.
Good year, I think.
And we used to make them all the time. Okay, now I have some extra cheese. I'm just going to sprinkle evenly on the top. That's going to melt and get somewhat browned as well. Sprinkle with a little bit of cumin if you like. I'm going to sprinkle with the rest of my freshly minced cilantro. I'm going to sprinkle the top with some paprika, mostly for color. Beautiful. And into the oven it goes. I've preheated it to 350 degrees. All you need to do is melt this through. They have cheese inside of them. That needs to melt, and the top needs to melt and get just a little bit browned. As you're going to see things just kind of oozing through there, and that's going to be beautiful. In it goes. Oh, this is perfect. I have just the cheese just a little bit browned. It's just right. Ooh. Let's serve this up. Well, this looks fantastic. Let's serve this up. Now you can serve it up with all the classic fixins. You can serve it with salsa, hot sauce, sour cream, refried beans on the side, avocado. Would you like some, Mommy?
Oh, I love it. Oh, look at that. All juicy and gorgeous.
Boy, you got 4 of them. Here you go. Boy, that looks good.
Oh, honey, that is awesome.
Oh, yeah. Check that out.
That. What a sight.
There you go, Mamacita.
Thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
Wow. That's out of this world.
So I'm serving this with lime wedges and some sliced avocado, garnished with some sour cream, some cilantro on the top, and I can't wait to try this. Ooh. A little bite of everything in each bite. A little bit of chicken, a little bit of pepper, some tomato. The cheese in there is ooey gooey and melty. Everything is seasoned to perfection. You want to leave it in the oven long enough to get just a little bit of a crispy edge, a little bit of crispy stuff. You want that cheese bubbling on the top. These little crispy bits on the side are my favorite thing. The sauce is wonderful. The chicken is perfectly cooked through. Nice and tender still. Those might be the nicest enchiladas I've ever made. Oh, they're so good. Look at that inside there. Absolutely fantastic. Now you can customize it however you like inside. You can add what you want. You can omit what you want. Enchiladas, you can interpret them however you want. The flavors in here are absolutely phenomenal. This spice rub from Napa Jack's, the Chipotle and honey rub, is so tasty. It's, it gives you such a good base of flavor. A little bit of heat, a little bit of spice, a little bit of sweetness even. It has spices including chili pepper, salt, garlic, honey, brown sugar, orange peel, and natural smoke flavor. It's just the beautiful balance. I love the flavor of chipotle pepper. It does have such a different flavor than other chili peppers. Oh, you're going to love this. Make sure you check them out online at winecountryKitchens.com for this and their whole line of the spice rubs. Napa Jack's also has a full line of barbecue sauces and mustards and things like that that are just ridiculous. They make all of your foods that much better. Anyhow, you're going to love them. WineCountryKitchens.com. So that's how you do it, folks. That's how you cook Napa Jack's Chipotle chicken and cheese enchiladas. You're going to love this recipe. Kids like enchiladas, too. They're fun to eat. And you can put whatever you want on top as a garnish. It's just kind of fun. I think Mexican Tex-Mex food in general, kids really enjoy all that cheese and stuff. Anyhow, that's how you do it. I hope that you check me out. Follow me on Twitter at CookingWithKimE with a capital E. Like the fan page at facebook.com/cookingwithkimberly. My shows are on ifood.tv/cookingwithkimberly, youtube.com/cookingwithkimberly, and you can find my channel on Roku, Cooking with Kimberly. Come to my website at cookingwithkimberly.com and subscribe, interact with us, and let us know what's going down in your culinary world, alright? Be a champion in your kitchen and eat deliciously. Bye.